So, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Life with Zach. Today, I want to talk about my Kubota Z231 BR48 zero turn mower, and specifically to talk about what it's like now that this mower's hit 10 hours. Um, I've had it for now just over 7 months. Got it back in the spring of 2021, and it is now August. And I've really enjoyed the mower. It's done an excellent job, and I'm just going to touch on some of the high points. The first high point has really nothing to do with this mower specifically, but more in line with, again, why I got a zero turn mower versus a lawn tractor. I've always had experiences with lawn tractors. No one's in my family's had experience with zero turns. I'm the first one to get it, and I'll tell you that I don't know why I didn't get one before. It has changed the way that I mow. It has reduced in half the amount of time that it takes me to mow my yard, which is 3/4 of an acre. It's reduced the actual amount of effort I put into it in terms of trimming and things. This is a big honking mower, but I can tell you right now, this is a trimming mower. It will trim around your trees, it will trim around your flower beds, it will trim around anything. And it's also reduced the amount of energy I have to put in terms of actually using the riding mower. And that may sound kind of silly, but this mower is so comfortable and easy to drive and easy to use that it has really reduced the amount of energy and effort and stuff that I actually put into using the ride mower. Anytime when I've used a lawn tractor, you get off of it and just, I guess, the focus and the time and stuff that it's taken, you feel like you've actually worked while sitting on this mower. This one, completely different. When I sit on this mower, it feels like I'm actually taking a break the whole time. And there's two cup holders here and here, so you can bring along whatever you want, and it basically feels like you're relaxing except for the mower's running. All right, so the features of this mower that I've really liked and kind of how well have they held up. The first one is not that glamorous, but it's right here, and that is the fuel tank. Okay, if you can see, this thing is actually right now sitting on pretty close to empty. I have mowed now 4 times with this since I filled it, and that's basically how many mows I've gotten in the past couple months without having to fill it up. It is on average 4. When I first got it, I had to fill it up every single mow for like the first month. I was really worried that this thing was going to be a fuel hog, even though I'd seen the reviews that said it wasn't. And I can confirm that after you run it for a while, basically your fuel issues go away and this thing sips the fuel. The old mower, I would have to fill up every other mow. Of course, it didn't have as big a tank, but it also didn't have as big as a mower, so I think that kind of averages, or motor, biggest motor. So I think that kind of averages out in terms of the fact that I'm now going 4 mows a piece without having to fill this thing up. The second thing I just want to talk about is how well the construction and stuff has held up. You can see up here on the front, both your guide wheels here in the front, over here on the right, those are air filled. They have not gone flat. They haven't even really shown any signs of wear and tear, in my opinion, except for really minor stuff. And we can come in close here and see that the wheels still basically look like they did when you first got them. And I'm really impressed by that. The tires, of course, running across the ground are going to show a little wear and tear, but not a whole lot. The steel and everything has held up really well. I've had no bearing issues, no issues with any of the bolts or any of the connectors or anything. The welds still look good. The steel hasn't bent. I have not hit anything with this, but had no show, no wear and tear or anything like that. I did up here on the rollover protection system bump a tree once or twice, and you can see basically there's no marks on that at all. So the finish and things on the mower have held up really well, and nothing has shown any real signs of wear and tear except for dirt and dust that is now on a couple things. In terms of the seats, seat still works well. No problems with the adjustment or anything. There's a couple wrinkles in it, but that's just for me sitting on it. I do keep this thing covered, or at least the seat covered up in my building so it doesn't get sun, so that works well. The only thing I've had issues with up here is the seat belt. The seat belt basically has like a fold in it that I can't get out. So when I use the seat belt and take it back out, when it goes back in, it won't go back in right. And I have to mess with it for a little bit. When I take this out to get this thing serviced, I'm going to ask him about it. It's almost like there's some kind of fold in there and just an issue with getting it back in and out. All the handles and everything are still working well. I'm still amazed again how well this thing drives. Park and brake, the handles, all that. Over here, the adjustments, I've gone up to now mowing at 4 1/4, which is the maximum on this mower. You can see I've got it set on that right here. Here's your indicator, 4 1/4. The mower has no problem with cutting that taller grass. The old one was mowing at 3 1/2, and if the grass got tall, you know, it would bog down and stuff. So basically, I've been able to keep this taller, which has kept my yard healthier. Right here, of course, is the throttle. The only weird thing is, even when this thing is cold, I haven't mowed in a couple weeks, if I use the choke, the thing sounds rough when the choke starts. I mean, like really rough immediately. And you've got to take it off of choke and put it on throttle to like soon as the mower starts, which is just weird for me. You know, maybe that's just the way it's designed. This is something different. Here's the knob to start the actual deck, the PTO. That has worked great. Have no issues with that. Having had the thing now for 8 months and used it. Rear tires and wheels are fine. I can get centered up here. All of that is going well. There's been no problems with that. You can tell they're pretty good. Treads still well. Doesn't catch things or anything like that. Back here, the motor itself. Motor's not using really any oil. Haven't had to put any in. The filter has stayed clean. When I take that thing out to check it, you know, I haven't seen any problems with hydraulic fluid. Really haven't seen any hydraulic fluid up in the reservoir, except for every once in a while. But again, all of that's working well. No filter issues, no issues with grass getting clogged or any of that stuff. And still mowing really well, driving really well. Doesn't sound that has changed any really since I got it. So again, this is just the mower at 10 hours. If you want to check out other videos about like why I got a zero turn, what I've really liked about this, some of the safety features, check out my channel. I'll link some of them in the description below. But be sure to hit the subscribe button for other reviews and things as they come out. And I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found value. Hit like or leave any questions you have in the comment section. Any information about your zero turn mower. I love always to hear about it. And again, hope you enjoyed and I hope you have a wonderful day.